Hi, everybody. My name is Robin Brown, and I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up, and I have been a demonstrator for 10 years. It's been a wonderful experience, and if you're interested in joining my team, just give me an email at it's rbrown177 at neo.rr.com. Today, we're going to be making 4 different cards as usual, and we're going to be spotlighting the celebration. Okay, so we are going to be featuring the Dainty Flowers 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, and we're also going to be using some of the By the Bay Designer Series paper in the 6 by 6 size, and a lot of fresh freesia and blackberry bliss, and because that's what coordinates, and then some balmy blue and some night of navy. So when my gals get here, we'll start right up and get back at it. And I want to thank you for joining us today. I love having you here. I love doing this and demonstrating what little I know about stamping, and sharing some of the tips and tricks along the way. So thank you very much. We'll be right with you. So you want to put glue just on the outside edge there, and then glue it down right even with the one more you have there. And that will make the pocket. Oy, 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 oy. And then this one is just going to also get glued, and I put it centered, and then triangle on the bottom. You could pop it up if you want. I didn't find any need to do that. And I just left it so that there was just a smidge of the paper showing all the way around. So that's how I positioned it there. And then I put some of these lovely little pearls on it, the same pearls we used last month, except these are called flat adhesive back pearls. There we go. In order, yes. Okay. That makes your finished card now. So you can use the pocket that you couldn't use before. And then go to a regular card envelope. Yep, card number 1. Now, card number 2. If I can pull out pieces, is this one. And let's see, did I put one in an envelope? So we're going to have a card base. This is Fresh Freesia. And then we have a piece of white, which is and we will take the white piece here, and this is just where we're going to start. And I have a piece of the paper that has got like a light freesia background, and then on this side it's I think this is Orchid Oasis, or the new, what is that name of that color? So these pieces are cut just a little bit smaller than the white. So you're going to have just a little layer of white going all the way around. And this one measures 5 1/4 by 3 by 3. And I did that by 3 so that you could get 4 all the way across. Again, trying to conserve the paper. And so we're going to mount that up on here, getting our little tiny little border up and bottom and side. All right, and then we have a piece that measures. This is the back of the green, the green ferny piece has the Fresh Freesia polka dot, and it measures 5 1/4 by 1 inch. And we're just going to put that on the other side, and there'll be a little tiny little gap in between the two. Just make your border the same as like you had on the other side, and whatever happens in the middle happens, but we're going to cover it up with ribbon anyway. And then we have a piece of, I put some adhesive on the back in the general vicinity of where that ribbon is going to run. And the ribbon is open weave in the center, and then there's a edges on it. I like to put my edge so it covers up that gap, and you can put it on either side of the gap, on this side or this side. I think I'll go this way this time.
You need to move your card up higher into the camera.
Whoops.
There you go.
So I'm covering up this little gap right here with one of the edges of the ribbon. And then folding it around to the back, sticking it in there so that it holds itself in place. And then, since we have done that, we can mount it to the card base. And that's the whole reason that I put that white under there, was so that I could have something to fold the ribbon behind. And then this little tag comes from a new die set. Cut, that's what it looks like.
Hmm.
And it comes out of, does not come out of stylish shape. No, but you could use one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the one that goes with the Dainty Flowers. And I just, all right, anyway, I took the With Love and Comfort stamp set. And some Stampin' Blends markers and some Fresh Freesia ink. You think there would be another die set in there, but there's not. Okay. So I took the flowers, I colored with dark Fresh Freesia. There's flowers and then there's little, I don't know what you call those things, puffy things. So I colored around the flowers themselves with the Fresh Freesia, and I used the dark. You might actually want to do this after you stamp in case you make a boo-boo stamping, but you know, I forgot to do that. So this one has 3 flowers on it, and then go around the outside of the flower and then color it in. And then the other portion of this, I took Blackberry Bliss and colored the little balls on these accents with the dark Blackberry Bliss. Dark or light, your choice. It's just something to pick up the color from the DSP. Don't have to color them at all, actually. The With Love, With Comfort and Love comes out of The Very Best Occasions again. All right, so then I put some dimensionals on the back of this label. That you think, what? You don't need 6. 6 of those dimensionals on there. I really waste dimensionals a lot, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't want it to dent in the middle.
No, I don't want a saggy, saggy label. Just what you say, a dent. All right, so then I'm going to kind of put this right in the center of the card. kind of over the top of the ribbon on one end so that it catches the ribbon in the stickiness. And then we have to make a fork bow. So we'll just make tie the two bunny ears together since it's close to Easter, right?
Yeah, yeah, next week starts Lent, doesn't it?
Yep, Wednesday.
Mhm.
That's Ash Wednesday.
Pancakes on Tuesday.
Yep, pancakes on Tuesday. This bow is a little bit big. Let me make it a little bit smaller. My fork bow was just the right size, so too bad I couldn't find it. Ugh,
It'll turn up.
all right, there we go. And a glue dot to hold that on. Right on the back side. Glue dot right here. And then for a little bit of sparkle on this, I used the gold faceted adhesive back sequins. And the shapes on these are a little different. You've got some like
Oh,
moons and some small ones, some medium-sized ones, and then these are sort of like
teardrop or
big teardrops
something. Yeah.
or something like that. It's kind of like a different shape. So I used the 1, 2, and little guys and one of these big guys. And I put the one big guy kind of up there. And then I put a little one over here by these flowers over here. And then I put another little one. Oh my goodness. Over here in this flower cluster. There. That's the front of the card. And then we have a piece of paper for the inside, which is a 5 1/4 by 4. No, that's the wrong size. That's the right size, and it goes into the apparatus that I have set up with Heartfelt Love and Caring Thoughts Are With You. And that is from Quiet Meadow, I believe it is. Yes, Quiet Meadow. We turn that over. Move those cards so they don't get goofy with the ink from what's on there. And we're going to use fresh freesia to stamp that. And just putting this in the inside of the card will finish it up. Ta-da!
Pretty.
I really like this die set. It's really cute. The one that goes with the Dainty Flowers. So whatever one that is called, that's the one that goes with it. And it has like all kinds of different tags that are sort of shaped like this. Ready? So that's that one. Now, if you remembered how that one went together, we're going to do another one with the same card pattern, only different colored paper. So we're going to have a strip, and this is that iridescent wavy stuff. And then I have a piece like this. Otherwise, this is 3-inch. And the back side of that was, remember the crab? That was what was on the back side. And then instead of white, I'm going to mount that on blackberry, balmy blue. And then we're going to use our pearls again. And we'll have a happy birthday. And hopefully I cut, I know I did, there it is. I cut a seashell with the dies from the by the Bay stamp site, or Seaside Bay, I think it's called. Yes, Seaside Bay dies. And so we'll get the front of this, and we're also going to use that real pretty blue Seaside Bay ribbon.
I bought some of that.
All right, so the same way, we're going to mount this over on the right side of the layer. And it's your decision as to whether the arcs go one way or the other way. I think it doesn't matter. I'm going to turn the card all around and then I'll decide again later. Okay, so tiny little border, top and bottom, and the one side. And then our piece of Night of Navy, it's coordinates with Night of Navy, and it is the waves are iridescent in it. So you can use a lot of offcuts on these. Again, this was 3 inches wide here, this piece, and it's a half of a sheet. So that makes it very easy to make two. And now, that one for sure. I am going to do this 2 times around this time. I didn't do that on the last card we had, but the color on this card is so dark and the ribbon is so fine that it kind of looks like it bleeds through. So, and I liked the balmy blue side of the ribbon to be over to closest to the pattern paper up here. And then I'm just gonna, so I have glue on the back. I'm just gonna go around twice, right on top of each other. And then I'm gonna cut this off here. And put some adhesive on there. Make sure I'm still staying lined up over here on this side. Okay. And you can't see that crack through the ribbon then. And then you put your adhesive on the back and put it onto the card base. Without wrinkling the ribbon, that would have been better if I didn't wrinkle the ribbon. Why would they have a little lump in it? Card base, which is Knight of Navy. All right, on the card front like so. I didn't show you what this one looked like before we started, did I?
No, but it's beautiful.
Forgot to show you the samples. I better get that out of the box. Be a good thing to show. Here it is. And then this opens up and it says happy birthday with a little pearl in there.
So cute.
Okay. So that is the next step. We have this little sea scallop that I die cut for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold, it's got a two-way fold on here. So there's just like a little 1/8 of an inch gap between two score lines. And that's to make it so that it looks a little three-dimensional. What I am going to do you remember that paint that I gave you guys, or I sold you guys way back when, that shimmer paint?
Yep.
Did a card with it, a shell card that was all blue and it was embossed, and then we went over it with this particular paint. Well, that's what I'm going to paint the top and the inside of this shell with. And I have a little bit in the lid already, so I shouldn't need too much more than what you when you shake it up. It gets on there. And then I'm going to start on the inside. This makes it look a whole lot like a real shell, like that abalone kind of look. You wouldn't want not have an abalone on the top of your shell, so you gotta do that too. Make people go, oh. And then, believe it or not, it wasn't done. I still wanted a little bit more sparkle. It really doesn't show up on here, so it's sort of, I wink at Stella at each one of those little holes. Not sure that that's absolutely necessary. I don't think it's going to show when it's done, so I just kind of went over these rows of bumps here. This is Sahara sand paper that I cut these with. And then the color of this ink is the frost white. And then when this is all dry, which it's not yet, so we'll do the next little step first. We'll stamp the inside of this card. That's the one, happy birthday. What did I put inside? It's on the other. Yeah, it's on the other. It says, this calls for a celebration. And I'm going to stamp that in Night of Navy. That under there. And we'll mount this to the inside. I better close the ink. Right. If you want to, you can stamp some shells or whatnot at the bottom of the inside cover. Now I took 2 layers of this ribbon together and I put them back to back so that it does not make a difference when you tied the knot as to which side was the front and which side was the back. They're about 6 inches long, I think, but that was, again, way too much, but this is what I had left over. The third one. And when you use 2 pieces, it makes a really nice kind of poofy kind of has some body. One the other way. This one this way. This one this way. All right. So there. And then I took the shell. And I have Happy Birthday from, this one's from Very Best Occasions. And we're going to stamp that in Night of Navy, not Blackberry Bliss. Woo. You could also use Postal Cabana if you wanted to. You don't have any Night of Navy paper. And I'm stamping up the Happy Birthday, and I'm going to stamp that right inside that shell, which does not like to stay open. So yeah, it just popped up on me and hits into the stamp, but it came out all right. So we have Happy Birthday there. One pearl here. And then you can kind of decide where you want your shell. I was thinking maybe it needed some ground and some seaweed. That's up to you if you want to do that, but kind of do that by itself. Kind of at an angle over here. And that does not stay closed. So if you want it to stay closed, you're going to have to play with it a little bit and fold it back and forth a couple more times till it gets a set to it. But I think after traveling for a while in an envelope, it might. This probably could use some other kind of gold accents on there. But anyway, that card's made the same way the card previous to it was made. We just used different paper and a few different embellishments. All right.
Beautiful.
So once you know how to do one, you can do 2. Are we on the last card?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How did that happen? Okay. This is the last card, and it's going to be a note card.
That looks familiar.
It does. Changed up the colors a little because I didn't have everything I needed. So, and the style a little bit different. We have a card base. And we have a piece of that cardstock to go across here. Here's one of our squares. The bottom piece. Now I need to find is Orchid Oasis. I believe. I thought I cut that off. Where is it? Okay, Highland Heather. Because Orchid Oasis is much too dark. Your top piece is going to be the same size as the bottom piece here. So this piece measures 4 inches by 2 3/4. So you're going to have to cut a 2 3/4 piece of and then you're going to cut it by 4 because that's the width. And then this piece here is also, I believe, no, it's not. The one in the back is 2 3/4. So if you make a 2 3/4 square out of that piece that's left, you'll have this piece for the back. And this piece needs a 1/4 inch taken off of it. So this is also going to be 2 3/4. Back side of one of the DSPs. And then the smallest square in the center, I need to measure. Would have been nice if I'd have measured it at first. Okay. I think it's going to be 2 1/2, but it's 2 1/4. So 3/4, you need a 2 1/4 square. Fold this in half. I forgot to score it, but that's taken care of. Easy enough.
You know, I never used to do that until I started coming to your classes, Robin.
Yeah, it's so much easier when they're already scored to get them
It just makes a nicer edge and stuff.
And it folds flatter.
Mhm.
All right, so what I'm going to do is take this tiny little stamp from Around the Bend has these cute little, there's a corner stamp and this little cute little leaf right here. That's the one I have. And I'm just going to take some Blackberry Bliss and I'm going to stamp the corners of these pieces. First, and put 2 of these in each corner. You can use what? Oh man, look at that one. Wow. Well, we'll figure out something for there. Either that or not stick it permanently. All right. And then I also want to put one across the center here because I kind of got left out. Okay, so that's the top piece. And then this is the first square. And I'm going to do this a little different because my pattern that I used that didn't show up real well. So I want to make sure I get some foliage here. And then this little one. This definitely does not like to dry easily. So if you use Blackberry Bliss, all right. So we'll just take the first colored piece and glue it down. Now, almost made the whole class. I'm going to hide that over here, I think. Center that. Right and left, and try to give it the same amount on the top. Glue it down. The sides line up on those so that they look like a continuum. And then we'll take that little piece from here that goes across. And I'm going to cover up the crack with that piece. Alrighty, then we take your first square and your second square. Do them 90 degrees to their opposition there. Trying to make the corners look even. It's sort of on the order of a pinwheel card. And then we will take some dimensional. Okay, so then this one, you want to put the points of this square right in the center. And let's see. Yeah. Right about there, so there's not much room side to side. But you do want that polka dot square to be straight. That's the one that's going to give it the look of whether it's crooked or not. So watch that one. And then this one is going to go in the center of that. And then what I did for the words was that I stamped them on a piece of paper. I mean cardstock, basic white. And I'm gonna see which one we're gonna take. This one's not so good, so I'm gonna take this one here. And I just cut it out. And artfully cut around it. You know,
You're funny.
You could make your corners rounded, you could make them straight. I kind of like the rounded look. And then I go around the word. And this is from Around the World. No, Around the Bend. I feel like I'm going around the world here lately. Get this cut out, and I stamped this a day or so ago, so it's nice and dry. I don't have to worry about it smudging. All right, and then I just glued that in the center. Some glue. Try to put the line of the hello there, the center of the sticker, across the center of the space. And then I have glossy dots. The glossy dots assortment, I think, is retired, but if they're still available, they're really cute. They come in Highland Heather, rich raspberry, crushed curry, and I believe that's Pool Party. Put one big one. I put one big one up there in the top corner because I had made a mistake there. And since you can't see the mistake I made this time, I will want to put this one over, maybe over here. And then there's 3 different sizes. So I'm going to put the medium one kind of right, maybe over here. And then the little smallest one. There. Okay, and then this one gets just a white center as a note card. And you can change up the color on this any way you like. I kind of like the idea of putting a fresh freesia base behind this as well as the I used Old Olive. I believe that the original was Gorgeous Grape and Mossy Meadow. And then the fresh freesia pieces. I had neither the Gorgeous Grape nor the Mossy Meadow. I have to order some. So that's what came out here. And that is your fourth card, I think. Yes, that's it. So we have those two. And these two. And then we have two like this.
I like that. That's cute.
And one more like this. And if you don't like the fact that this one is, you know, flat, just put it on a card base instead. And then put this on the inside of your card. Look just as nice, in my opinion. All right.
Indeed. Very nice.
So that was
Yep.
pretty easy today.
Yep.
I tried
Love
to make it
those.
so that it wasn't going to take 2 hours since we were starting late. Didn't
I
want-
love the florals. That paper is just so pretty.
Yeah. So if you have the opportunity to choose that as a celebration item, go ahead and do that, because you know, you can make all kinds of nice stuff with it. And you can use the other patterns to make either one of these kinds of cards. This would look really pretty with the crushed curry background with the pinwheel in rich raspberry and who knows what else, and crushed curry, I guess. What other floral piece might be in the mix of things?
Well, thank you.
You're
Those are very
welcome.
pretty.
Thanks for coming.
Very pretty.
I enjoyed having you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, and to you.
Make a Valentine today. Isn't that something? I think that we might, let's see, I don't know if we'll get one in time for St. Patrick's Day. Nope, I didn't make a St. Patrick's Day card either, but there's a nice, I think it's called Lucky You,
Yes.
set
Cute stuff.
in the book this time with a nice punch, nice
Yes. I
actual
got that too.
Shamrock punch. Hooray!
Yeah. So, okay,
All right,
ladies.
ladies.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Talk to you
Take
soon.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck on your future,
Whatever.
whatever. Let us
Yeah.
keep in touch.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye.